Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you for being with me again today. I do not know if you know what the Monroe Doctrine was, and if you do, I will just remind you at the beginning of this video so we can make a point using the article that I'm going to discuss. So the Monroe Doctrine was first articulated by James Monroe, then the President of the United States in 1823, and prevented barred European countries from colonizing the South America, the Western Hemisphere. Basically telling the Europeans, this is our area, our neighborhood, we control it, you go somewhere else. That's what it was. And it seems like the United States always had its this kind of doctrine, and it was another doctrine in East Asia. If you remember that, the United States also articulated, where it barred, for instance, Japan from doing much business in between the wars, the First World War and the Second World War, which some experts say, and history books say that Japan was barred from buying and importing natural resources, therefore stopping their economic industrial development, which triggered them to act after complaining to the United States on numerous occasions. Then they attacked the Pearl Harbor, and there you have it. So some people say that that actually made the Japanese, kick in and just attack the United States because they were barred from resources by the United States, which again had its sphere of influence over there too somehow, which is very far away from its shores if you look. Now we have here the developments now, in current developments, where the United States with the Quad, Joe Biden in East Asia is visiting Japan right now. He's in Japan, President Joe Biden, after he stopped in South Korea, and his brain in the meantime was part of it, at least whatever remained, was shipped by and delivered by Amazon. So it caught up with the body that was shipped to South Korea, and now he's in Japan. He's gonna talk to over the phone, I think, with the emperor, and then we'll talk to the prime minister. Now they're gonna talk about the security in the area. Remember the Solomon and how to counter China. Remember China had a little deal with Solomon Islands, and that again ruffled some feathers on some people, which is mainly United States and Australia somehow, which is about 2,000 kilometers south west from Solomon Islands, which is 1,200 miles, and United States, which is really across the Pacific. They were very upset about this negotiation between China and the Solomon Islands, and they had signed a treaty that Solomon Island will be held by China here and there, and somewhere at the bottom said that Chinese military, Navy could come and dock over there in the Solomon Islands for repairs and other things like that. I was about to say something else. So nevertheless, so they all upset because why? According to what the Australians and Americans said, this disrupts the status quo of the Pacific family. All right, so Indo-Pacific family. They're a family, and somehow China got in it and destroyed this harmony, which is the status quo, which is probably, let's put it directly, the sphere of influence and control and power of the United States through Australia. Australia, is there, okay, 2,000 kilometers from that point. Talk about Russia and Ukraine, you know what I mean? Put this in context with that. And Australia felt threatened and said it's going to be a red line if China will have a military base in Solomon Islands. Very interesting. 2,000 kilometers, 1,200 miles, but the Russians were not, how should I put it, entitled to have security concerns when NATO was stepping forward and getting to its borders. It's okay. Russia could go to hell. Anyway, so here we have this article And the article is talking about something that I didn't expect, to be honest with you. That's surprising. I expect that the Russians to do this, which they say they will do, and I bet they will do in the future, but not the Chinese. So we have first the article from with what's his name, Joe Biden, visiting Japan, arrives in Japan in Tokyo, and in May 23rd, on Monday, will launch in Tokyo his long-awaited Indo-Pacific Economic Framework for Prosperity, and the program intended to bind regional countries, do like this, and then they will be yours more closely via common standards in areas including supply chain resilience, clean energy, infrastructure, and digital trade. On the second leg of his first Asia trip as the US president, we'll meet the leaders in Japan, India, and Australia, the Quad, another cornerstone of his strategy to push back against China's expanding influence. All right, so this, they're going to talk how to stop China. And China, strong as it is, smart with a big civilization, a long civilization, good civilization, what did they do? You know what? You come here? Okay, we're going to come to you. So what they do? We're going to go to the other article, blam, 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 right here. And the article it says this from South China Morning Post, May 22nd, 2022. China drums up support for global security push in Latin America as US looks to Asia. So they said, yeah, you come here. Okay, we're going to come to your doorstep. See how you like it. So I would not be surprised if the Chinese military will make some good deals over there, and they will have some little bases, maybe some rockets in the meantime, and see how these guys going to feel about it, because Russia should not have felt threatened by Ukraine or Romania having rockets or Poland having rockets by NATO, because NATO is a defensive alliance, as you know, but they just bombed Yugoslavia in a defensive act, as well as Libya in a defensive act. So you will see when this occurs, when the Chinese are going to do that, how it's going to be the crisis of the world, blockades, threats, crying, showing of this, hey, I'm going to do this to you. You'll see. So China's foreign minister went on the geopolitical offensive in Latin America last week, promoting his country's proposed global security initiative in the US backyard, as Washington sought to shore up ties in Asia. Remember, the United States sent, quote unquote, the Prime Minister of Japan in a little tour over there to see who's who, what's what, to see, are you with us, are you with Russia, what's going on? And then Blinken went to India and tried to mend fences over there and make them, hey, are you with our club, or we're going to give you this? Leave the Russians and everybody alone. Leave that club. That is information right now. So in phone calls with his counterparts from Uruguay, Nicaragua. Remember, Nicaragua was not invited yet to the Summit of Americas next month in Los Angeles, which prompted Obrador, president of Mexico, and Bolsonaro, president of Brazil, and other presidents to say, if Nicaragua, Cuba, and Venezuela are not invited, we're not coming. Oh my. So then Americans immediately sent an envoy to Mexico and say, hey, what's going on, Obrador? My bad. Nothing was solved so far with that one. So this the Wang Yi phone calls with Uruguay, Nicaragua, and Ecuador said China opposed efforts by some countries to use ideology to divide the international community, and it had no geopolitical considerations when working with Latin America. Well, you know, all this beautiful talk is about spheres of influence. So we have here the foreign ministers of Uruguay, and Nicaragua both said on Friday that they will welcome the initiative of maintaining global security. Yeah, with China. Nicaraguan Foreign Minister Denis Moncada told Wang that his country will join the initiative, while Uruguay's Francisco Bustillo said the plan aligned with Uruguay's foreign policy position. Juan Carlos Holguin, the Ecuadorian foreign minister, did not refer to the initiative, but said Ecuador supported China in safeguarding its sovereignty, security, and development interests. Wow. And then the calls came as the U.S. the U.S. presses on with President Joe Biden's new Indo-Pacific strategy, which is aimed at countering China's growing influence through alliances and military deterrence in Southeast Asia. So, what is going on? What's going on? So we have this America trying to get everybody in South or East Asia, South and East Asia, and China goes on the offensive. Oh, we got our friends in South America. How about that? And Latin America. So when the Russians are going to be done with the Ukrainians somehow, or if not, and the second club will form, we're going to have already kind of like who's who, what's what. I told you, when the big guys are busy over there, the little countries are trying to sail away, you know, like oaring, going back and say bye-bye. By the time the Americans are looking back, those countries are way gone past the horizon. You can't even see them. You just see the water, when the boat went, it's the real waves. Like, who's going that way? Oh, that's Nicaragua. Oh, who's going that way? Oh my God, that's Uruguay. Who's going there? Oh my God, that's maybe Mexico. Oh, and Brazil. That's how it's going to be. It's going to be too late to catch them. You're going to put your motorboat, try to catch them. They're all gone. Gone to Russia, gone to China's club. All right. Joke aside, this is what's going to happen. I predict that. Thank you. And it's not, like, oh my God, I'm a genius. It's very obvious, guys. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.